The population of an endangered species of bird in the years since 1990 can be modeled by the function p of x equals negative x to the third plus 32x squared minus 224x plus 768. Identify the year the bird will become extinct if the model is accurate and no protective measures are taken. Use the graph to factor p of x. So if you look, we're looking for zeros, right? Factors are going to be zeros of the function. So if you look, it only crosses here, which these are going by threes, so we could say that's year 24. So 1990, 24 years later, let's see, 4, 11, 2014 is going to be the year that they get extinct. But we need to factor this out. So we're going to use some synthetic division and kind of see what we can come up with. So our 0 was 24, right? Which we could think of that as x minus 24, right? That would mean that x equals positive 24, or the 0 is 24. So we're going to try to divide this p of x by x minus 24, which we know is a factor because we know it's a 0. So let's try that out. So we'll put 24 over here with our synthetic division. We have negative 1 x to the third, 32 x to the second, negative 224 x to the first, and 768. I'm going to go ahead and get my calculator ready to go here. So we bring down our first one, our negative 1. 24 times negative 1 is negative 24. 32 minus 24 is 8. 24 times 8, 192 minus 224 is negative 32. 24 times negative 32 is negative 768. Fantastic, which gives us a 0. So we know it's a perfect factor. So p of x perfectly factors out in this way. We have negative 1 x to the second, right? Because it was x to the third. So we'll have negative x to the second plus 8x minus 32. That's one factor. And then the other factor is this x minus 24 over here. Now, we're done-ish, but it's not perfect. So if you look, we can't have negative x squared as a factor. We need to factor out that negative sign. So we'll kick that out. This will make it positive x squared. It'll make that plus 8x minus 8x. And it'll make that minus 32 plus 32. Double check, are there any factors of 32 that add up to negative 8? No, which is crazy because if you look right above it, it had negative 32, which means they have to be 8 apart. And, there's no factors of that either. That would have been wild. So this would be our final factored answer. Very tough. So find the zeros, and then that will give you your factors. So the volume of a rectangular prism is modeled by the function v of x equals x to the third minus 8x squared plus 19x minus 12, which is graphed at the right. Identify the values of x for which v of x equals 0 and use the graph to factor v of x. So I'll do this in the next video.